last day, he got up late, then he went to work. He had barely ate. He was kinda hurt, and his mental state, it was pretty dark. It had set the pace. On his last day, he left at 12, snuck out like a ghost. He was catching hell, and his gut burned. He was pretty hurt, and his mind raced. It was getting worse. On his last day, he pulled up home, put the car in park. He was all alone. Then he went inside, got the vodka out, grabbed the pills too. Then he left the house. On his last day. On his last day, he felt like dirt. Pulled up to the beach. Now he's really hurt. On his last day, he embraced the devil, had forgotten God, sank below his levels. On his last day, he walked the sand, found a broken tree. He could barely stand. On his last day, he grabbed his phone, wrote a stupid note, trying not to choke. On his last day, where he won't be found, grabbed the bottle and the pills, and he hit the ground. On his last day. On his last day, he thought he died. He woke up fine, and then he cried. He wondered what God had seen inside him all along while he tried to die. On his last day, he watched the clock. Then weeks passed, so he prayed a lot. He took his meds, and he ate his food, and he tamed his thoughts. Yeah, he made it through. And just yesterday, he went to church. He was pretty nervous, but it didn't hurt. He had won this battle, but Satan had a job. Satan wasn't happy, so he brought the mob. Bruised and battered, he fell again. Can't numb the pain. Did Satan win? Have you forgotten me? God, please. The last day, Jesus had one too. They were filled with hate. He was beaten and bruised. On his last day, he rose again, saved us with his grace that never ends. Because the price he paid, at Calvary will bring every kingdom to their knees. And on my last day, when I came to you, you said you'd follow through, so make me anew. The hope and future that you promised, save me from what I thought I had wanted. So on this last day, I'm picking up every piece of me that had gotten stuck. And on this last day, I'll stand and fight, 'cause there's no match for your shining light. And on this last day, I declare to be free through the limitless power you've given to me on this last day. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Deuteronomy 31, verses 8 to 9. Hello, my name is Camden, Palacious, and I'm a part of the Highbury Park Church of Christ youth group, Christians in Action. The main theme of the film that you just watched is depression and the struggles that come along with it. Depression is a very touchy subject in the world today, and I feel like so many people struggle with it but feel like they can't talk about it. Christians are just expected to be happy and to have no problems, but at the end of the day, we're all human. Depression is an illness, and many people have struggled with it, myself included. And I feel like it's so important to just be kinder to yourself and to be able to identify some of the signs of depression. A lot of the times, people just see these signs as acting out or thinking you're better than people somehow. I've heard that one, trust me. When you deal with depression, it's just really important to have someone that you can trust. It's important to take care of yourself. It's important to not worry about the stigma surrounding it. But the most important thing is just for you to get help and get better, and to realize just because you are struggling with depression does not mean that you are weak or unworthy, even though these are some of the things that depression can lead you to believe. And one thing I really, really don't want people to buy into is the belief that once you're saved, you have no worries, you have no sadness, you have no faults. But honestly, since I was baptized in November 2020, I've gone through a lot, and it made me realize that, hey, there's still gonna be times you're gonna struggle, even though you are on the righteous walk with Christ. And it's just, it can get hard. Life's hard. Trust me, life is hard. It can get hard. It can get overwhelming at times. And faith in Jesus is very important, but at the same time, you have to put in the work. You have to be able to identify what it is you're actually going through, and you have to get some help. And in getting help, you have to realize that there are going to be times you're going to relapse. There are going to be times where you feel like you have made no progress, and there are times you're going to be extra hard on yourself. People are going to shun you and make you feel small, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to learn how to love yourself, and that's really, really important. And I just know that within the Christian community, there are so many wonderful people who are just misinformed when it comes to depression. And I just feel like knowing what you're dealing with and being able to say, hey, depression is a real illness that needs to be treated just like how a cancer patient would undergo chemotherapy. It's a process, and there's no quick results that you can expect overnight. Depression just doesn't work like that. A few signs that you or someone else may be struggling with depression can include isolation, constant sadness, loss of pleasure in activities that you used to find enjoyable. And there are several other things, but the thing about depression is different people can experience it differently. It's pretty complicated, but it's really important to just monitor yourself, take care of yourself, recognize any bad habits that you may be falling into, and just talking to someone you trust. If you're in the Bahamas and you feel like you need someone to talk to about depression, if you are someone you know is struggling with depressive symptoms, the number is 322-2763. And if you're in the United States of America, the number is 1-800-273-8255. I personally know that seeking help can be very, very difficult. But all that I'm able to do is just encourage you to go out there and seek help if you're experiencing symptoms of depression. And the best way to fight depression is to catch on as early as possible, because the further along it gets, the harder it is to fight. Unfortunately, a lot of adults and teens today, their depression goes unchecked and they eventually succumb. And usually it sometimes leads to suicide attempts and other forms of erratic behavior. So it's really important. This is really important. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that this video spoke to you on some level. I hope that you would do more research. If you're curious about it, there's a lot of resources out there that you can access to get some knowledge on this topic. And the best way to save people's lives is just to spread awareness. So again, my name is Camden Palacious. I thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you share, and thank you.